Well, hello. Well, normally people say hello back. Oh, hello. Good evening. I was getting yelled at because everybody was saying I was late, which is typical for me. But today I wasn't. I was on time, Brenda. So, first of all, everybody, welcome to Coon Rapids High School for such an awesome event. We're here to honor our 2025 graduates for all the excellence they've provided here during their 4 years while they're here. So, first of all, parents, loved ones, guests, let's give our graduates a warm welcome. All right, students, let's be seated. I got to share with you, I was telling the students, my favorite moment. First of all, we're going to give away a ton of money today, right? So that's an awesome thing, right? So let's start out with that. So we got to thank the Scholarship Association and all the donors that have put so much work and effort into this to make this possible today. But none of it would be possible without the hard work of our students as well, because they're the ones that earned everything they're going to get today. And that's something that we don't talk about a lot, right? Because all the time we talk about our kids nowadays feeling entitled to this, entitled to that. The students here today earned every bit of what's going to happen today. They've earned every bit of the successes they're going to have in the future, and they've earned every bit of the successes they've had up to this point. So I can't express enough. And I told the kids this too, and I get a little emotional with it. And this class is my first graduating class, and I tell them this probably like 20 times already, but I can't stop saying it. It's my first graduating class, and I haven't expressed enough gratitude in the change that they've provided here at our Coon Rapids High School, the positive culture they're creating, and I can't wait to see their legacy live on for years to come. I thank them so very much, but I have to thank the families as well, because your role modeling for them is what creates them into who they are today. So thank you, families. I really appreciate it. Thank you. But my favorite part of this, and I told them that we took a little selfie out in the corridor there, where the kids all line up getting ready to come in, because it's like this big old sea of red, right? And it's nonstop. It goes all the way from the front all the way past the back, and it's just beautiful to see. And as they coming in, one of the families back there was like, "Yep, there's still more of them back there." I'm like, "Yeah, it's like a sea of locusts all over the place, right?" And so that's a bad thing, but it's really good today. Kids, listen to this very closely. And I'm going to tell you this at graduation too. I don't ever want you settling being good at anything. Families, don't get worried here. I don't want you to be good. Forget being good at something. I want you to be great, right? Don't ever stop the effort that got you here today to be great at anything you do and everything you do. And today, we're going to celebrate you. And with that, like I said, we got a lot of money to give out, and Brenda's going to Miss Machulis. You guys all call her Chewy. All of you met with her, talk about your plan after high school. So she's going to start off with helping you out get some money to start that plan. So let's welcome Miss Machulis to the stage.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to invite Alana Matthews to present the Eric Matthews Scholarship.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alana Matthews, and I'm pleased to be here this evening to present the 2025 Eric Matthews Memorial Scholarship. The scholarship program was created 4 years ago to honor my son, Eric Matthews, who passed away unexpectedly on May 11th, 2021. He was a sophomore here at Coon Rapids. It is given to a graduating senior who is pursuing a music-related degree in college this fall. If you had known my son, you would know that Eric's passion was everything music-related. Eric was a kind and gifted student, talented violinist, and self-taught pianist. My hope is that this scholarship keeps Eric's memory and musical legacy alive. Tonight's winner of the $1,000 scholarship is a fabulous double bass player who will be attending Concordia Moorhead this fall as a music performance major. This student currently plays in the Coon Rapids High School's Honors Orchestra and Cardinal Strings. He's also participated in All-State and was principal chair for the Minnesota Youth Symphonies. It is with great pleasure to announce tonight's winner of the 2025 Eric Matthews Memorial Scholarship, Matthew Larson.
At this time, I would like to invite Kent Hansen to present the Ann Tolley Anoka Chamber of Commerce Scholarship.
The Anoka Area Chamber is happy to support local graduates as they pursue their educational goals. This year's scholarship recipient is Lily McKenzie.
Now I'm going to turn it over to the Coon Rapids Community Scholarship Association, and tonight's MCs are Howard Helgen and Jim Best.
Thank you, Brenda. Hello to everyone here at the Coon Rapids High School Auditorium and those watching on video. I'm Jim Best, President of the Coon Rapids Community Scholarship Association, and on behalf of my colleagues, thank you and welcome to the 2025 Scholarship Awards ceremony. We have a big night ahead as we're going to be doing some good, awarding 229 scholarships for a whole lot of money. So, so I'll keep acknowledgments in my remarks as brief as possible. One way we're going to save some time is by abbreviating the name Coon Rapids Community Scholarship Association and simply refer to it as the Association, or more concisely, CRCSA. CRCSA is a volunteer organization, and this is our 60th award ceremony. As we have done the past 7 years, I'll be sharing the MC duties with my colleague and the past president of CRCSA, Howard Helgen. We are also again fortunate to benefit from the skill and resources of local cable network CTN as they live stream and record tonight's ceremony for future YouTube viewing. Our sincere thanks to Neil Hennon and everyone at CTN for their work and partnership. I'd also like to thank Anoka Hennepin District 11, especially Superintendent Corey McIntyre, Debbie Kofsky, Superintendent McIntyre's administrative assistant, and Jim Skelly, the most helpful Executive Director of Communications and Public Relations for District 11. Thank you also to everyone at Coon Rapids High School, Principal John Pena, and all the administrators, faculty, staff, coaches, volunteers, and others for their efforts to support the students. It is a privilege to look out at the assembled student scholarship recipients, all decked out in graduation caps and gowns, and realize these are tomorrow's leaders in any number of fields and occupations, some of which may not even exist today. As I've said before, students, you are the future, and we're happy for this opportunity to reward you with a scholarship in your quest to accomplish your goals and aspirations. In the beautifully done program for tonight's ceremony, you'll find a list of donors, a printed history of scholarships awarded, and background information for memorial scholarships that will be presented tonight. There's also a program addendum, it's a yellow sheet in there, with 4 additional memorials and a summary total of CRCSA's 60-year award history. Regarding the memorials, there are about 50 thoughtful and heartfelt expressions of love and remembrance that we are honored to partner with our memorial donors. I encourage you to read through these moving and inspirational stories. As I've said in past years, CRCSA had humble beginnings. That humble beginning is evident in our very first year, 1966, when 24 scholarships were awarded for a total amount of just over $4,000. Compare that with tonight, when a record 229 recipients will share $292,000 of scholarship awards. Yes, indeed. Let that sink in, because it's not only remarkable, but it's the most money CRCSA has awarded in a single year. I want to take a moment now to thank the individuals, businesses, and community organizations whose contributions make this evening possible. This ceremony is different and fun in that we invite our donors to join us and present their awards. And they show up in a big way. I'm told we have over 120 presenters joining us tonight. Some are seated in the section to my left. Others are waiting patiently in the choir room or overflow area, hoping I finish pretty quick. We have a very caring and generous community. Let's not forget, if it wasn't for the collective generosity of our donors, the association would not exist, and this evening doesn't happen. Please join me in recognizing those here tonight and all our donors for their generosity. I'd like to now invite the CRCSA members present to come up on stage to join Howard and me for introductions and a group photo. While they're coming up, I want to say that events like this don't just happen. It takes significant planning and coordination. Everyone in the association is committed and works very hard. To say we're proud is an understatement, as collectively we've been working 10 months since our first meeting in the school year way back last August to get to this point. I'll be introducing all the association members shortly, but want to start by recognizing several for their time and exceptional effort to make this evening a reality. Please wave as I say your names. Julia Cornell-Smith and Amy Storick are guidance counselors at the high school, and they handle the job of communicating, coordinating, and organizing the student applications with skill and professionalism. Ashley Gerard. Ashley does just about everything involved with putting this program together, and it is a huge job. Year after year, Ashley handles every task efficiently, making a tough job look easy. We know it's not easy, Ashley, and we appreciate you. Gail Owen is our treasurer, and with the assistance of her husband, John Sanders, year after year, handle and process the huge volume of donations we receive and expertly keep track of CRCSA's financial record keeping. None of what we do could be done without their efforts. I don't believe Cindy and Hannah Miller could make it tonight, but Cindy and Hannah, her daughter Hannah, devote countless hours visiting with our memorial donors. They do this with concern, compassion, and empathy, and sadly know all too well the bittersweet joy of a memorial to a loved one. And to Bob McCann and his business Mailing Solutions for the generous gift of services. This is most appreciated and means more of what we raise goes directly towards scholarships for students rather than expenses. As I introduce everybody else, the names are listed alphabetically, so please wave after I say your name. Jill Appel, I don't think, could make it tonight. Stephanie Best. Denise Evans. Howard Helgen. More from Howard later. Jurley Jensen. Todd Mensink. John Pena. Elvina Powell. Bob Powell. Bill Reichenborn couldn't be with us tonight. Gary Smith. Pete Spielbauer. Pete's got a fan club. Libby Storick-Peel. And Rob Storick. Allow me also to introduce Laura Wallace, who's our official photographer. Give a wave, Laura, if you would. Laura is the official photographer for tonight's proceedings, and she's been handling photography duties for us for about 20 years. Laura grew up in Coon Rapids, owns and operates her own photography business called Legacies by Laura, and is a friend of CRCSA, doing a terrific job every year. After the program, there's going to be a table set up in the atrium, I believe, in the cafeteria, for you to stop by and see Laura if you'd like to purchase prints and digital files. Her work is very good and reasonably priced, and I encourage you to see her after the program. Now, Laura, you're already here, but I counted on you giving me 30 more seconds to say one more thing. From memory, our best estimate is that the assembled group behind me here represents a total of over 200 years of service to CRCSA. Yeah. I know you're probably thinking what I'm thinking. How can a group that youthful looking have so much experience? I guess volunteering keeps you young. Laura, I'll join the group and we'll take a photo. I'm gonna hide behind you guys. No. They're the best in the business. That's it for opening remarks and setting the stage. I'll invite the students with scholarship numbers 1 through 30 to line up against the wall or wherever you're lining up. I'm not sure where you're lining up. I think it's my far right, your left, but 1 through 30 if you'd line up now. While the students line up, I'll take the opportunity to mention a couple things before we begin. My colleagues and I take great pride in our work for CRCSA and do our best to assure that gifts for named scholarships are acknowledged in the awards ceremony and that gifts received are noted in the graduation program. However, due to cutoff dates for printing and rare but occasional inadvertent oversight, omissions sometimes occur. If that happens, we always try to make it right. In addition to tonight's program and the graduation program, there will be an updated full list of donors published in the Anoka County Herald in July. However, if despite our best efforts there have been any omissions, please accept my apology and know that all gifts, whether it be $10 or $10,000, are most appreciated and are used to benefit students. And lastly, as I mentioned earlier, Howard Helgen and I will once again be sharing the MC duties tonight. We've requested and received help pronouncing names from students, and Howard and I are going to do our very best to pronounce all recipients and presenters' names correctly. However, here's an apology in advance for any names we don't get quite right. Okay, here we go with the first scholarship of the evening.
You're doing this one first, right? That's what Amy said.
Second. Yep.
She's not here.
Oh, not here? Okay. The first scholarship, apparently the recipient is not here. I'm going to announce it anyway here. It's the Coon Rapids STEP Scholarship. It goes to Natasha Dewande. If we could, with 229 recipients, if we could please hold the applause until the end, it'd be great. And the presenters, I assured them we'd be out of here by 11:30 tonight. The second scholarship, CRCSA STEP Scholarship, is presented by John Pena. The recipient is Hamlin Cooley. Our first memorial scholarship, and again, I'm going to point out that in the program, you can follow along if you'd like. They're really, really well done, and they're alphabetical by first name. But we have the Howard Courtmeyer Memorial. Howard Courtmeyer was our founder back 60 years ago. We have a scholarship in Howard's name. The presenter is Gary Smith, and the recipient is Kingsley Tester Akpan. David Law, AASA Leadership Scholarship, and CRCSA are proud to present a scholarship. David Law, our former superintendent here in District 11, is the current superintendent of Minnetonka Public Schools. He will be installed as president of AASA, which is the Superintendent's Association, on July 1st of this year. This is a significant honor for Superintendent Law and a proud time for Coon Rapids High School, as David is a 1987 grad as well as an outstanding individual and a longtime supporter of CRCSA. As incoming president, David can award a scholarship and elected to do so with CRCSA. We thank Superintendent Law and extend our hearty congratulations. The presenter of the David Law AASA Leadership Scholarship is Jamie Law, who is David's brother, and the recipient is Owen James. The next scholarship, the donor is Ian, Alan, Jamie, and David Law in honor of their father, James R. Law. Jim Law left a long legacy at Coon Rapids High School. 6 of his 7 children were members of the Coon Rapids swim team as a swimmer or manager. Anyone who knew him knew his kind smile and laughter. His sons Ian, Alan, Jamie, and David contributed to this scholarship to honor their father. The presenter is Jamie Law, and the recipient is Austin Hacker. We have a new memorial this year, the Kim Brown Scholarship for Creativity in the Arts by the family and friends of Kim Brown and CRCSA. Our former colleague Bruce Frank occasionally asks for a little latitude, and I'm asking for a little latitude now. I'm going to read a few things on this. A new memorial with CRCSA. Kim Brown was a graduate of Coon Rapids High School in 1981. She shared your pain, celebrated your wins, listened with empathy, and laughed with ease. Lifelong friendships are hard to come by. Kim Brown had many. She tragically passed away on December 30th, 2024. Kim had a talent and passion for videography. She began working for the city of Minneapolis in 1999, where she spent 25 years and was known for incomparable work ethic and positive outlook. When she retired in 2024, the mayor presented her with a proclamation. March 28th will forever be Kim Brown Day. Kim Brown's community of friends and neighbors are too wide and deep to comprehend her name. The ease and empathy, generosity and kindness, pluck and tenacity with which she engaged the world were gifts few possess. This scholarship was created to share Kim's love of the arts with future Coon Rapids artists and to encourage them to be like Brown. Save her life, be present, be a storyteller, listen intently, speak up for what you believe in. She's remembered by her family and friends. The presenter of the Kim Brown Scholarship for Creativity in the Arts are Kim McCoy, Karen McCoy, Georgine Angrist, Val Weaver, and Kathy Cordes, and the recipient is Lexi Tengwall. The next scholarship is the Terry and Kim Westra. The next 2 scholarships are from Terry and Kim Westra in appreciation for scholarships given to their children. The presenter is Steph Best, and the recipient is Alizar Adane. The second Terry and Kim Westra in appreciation for scholarships giving to their kids is also presented by Steph Best, and the recipient is Samuel Ilunga. Another memorial you can follow along in the program is the Peterson family in memory of Geraldine Peterson. The presenter is Glenn Peterson, and the recipient is Tyler Vossen. Joe Miller, a graduate of 1979, died in a tragic accident in 2008. He is remembered by his wife, Cindy, who is one of our members, and their children, Jonathan and Hannah. Hannah is one of our members. Jonathan graduated from here in 2010 and Hannah in 2012. They hope that everyone remembers Joe's generous spirit, hardworking attitude, deep humor, and love of Hawaii. The Joe Miller Aloha Hero Memorial is presented by Glenn Peterson, and the recipient is Haley Atkinson. Correction, it's Rob Storick presenting, and the second Joe Miller Aloha Hero Memorial goes to Benjamin Wendling. Kotke's Bus Service and CRCSA are proud to present a scholarship. The presenter is Jess Kotchen, and the recipient is Gavin Shodine. The Mary Holmgren Education Scholarship was established in 2023 by the children of longtime Coon Rapids High School teacher Mary Holmgren to honor her legacy by providing financial support for future educators. Mary taught health and physical education for 37 years, all at Coon Rapids, beginning in 1974 and retiring in 2011. During that time, she taught close to 13,000 students, while also coaching girls swimming and diving and gymnastics, and assisting with track and field and softball for good measure. Since retiring, Mary has worked in other capacities at Coon Rapids, often substitute teaching, and proctoring AP tests. In total, Mary has dutifully served Coon Rapids High School for 51 years and counting. The Mary Holmgren Education Scholarship, created by the Holmgren family, is presented by Mary Holmgren herself, and the recipient is Gabrielle Lewis. And Mary, if you don't mind, do you mind if I say what you told me in the room? Sure. It's a little embarrassing maybe for me, but when I was a kid, Mary babysat me. I didn't remember, but she did. Brian and Brooke Limonen, an alumni, and CRCSA are proud to present a scholarship to Eli Robinson. The presenter is Pete Spielbauer.
Well, I'm coming in off the bench, kind of like Nas Reed and the Timberwolves. Well, I guess that's a bad example. The next scholarship is special for me because it's given my daughter, Katie Helgen, Dr. Catherine Helgen, who was a 1996 graduate here at Coon Rapids. And the recipient is Halima Hassan, presented by Libby Stork Peel.
The Lori M. Brown Memorial Courage Award, another memorial in your program for academic achievement and distance running achievement. Lori Brown, graduate of 1980, died in 2010 after a courageous battle with pancreatic cancer. Lori was a leader of a group of Coon Rapids distance runners who started the tradition of excellence in girls cross country. While not the most naturally gifted runner, through drive and determination, she led the 1979 team that placed 5th in the state meet, the highest finish ever for a Coon Rapids team. Please welcome Lori's brother, Mike Brown, as he presents the Lori M. Brown Memorial Courage Award to Lily McKenzie. The Anoka Hennepin Para-Educator Association and Norma Brown, in memory of Lori Brown, are proud to present a scholarship to Kendall Martinick. The presenter is Cindy Sarf. Border Bank, longtime supporter of CRCSA, is presenting a scholarship. The recipient is Kelsey Kohler, and the presenter is Don McGuire. Kelsey, we'll get you your scholarship, but apparently we had a glitch in the presenter. Oh, there we go. There we go. I move a little slow. No, you're okay. You're okay. Thank you, Don. Congratulations, Kelsey.
Well, I'm going to do the next one. I don't remember exactly when I joined the association. It was more than 25 years ago, but when I became a member, John and Judy Sabo were already here. They were longtime members. And John unfortunately died 2 years ago, but Judy and other family members have given a scholarship in John's memory. But before we do that, I have a special message for Judy. Judy, would you step out here, please? Yeah, just right next to me. Judy doesn't know I'm going to do this, but it's Judy's birthday, so we're going to sing Happy Birthday. Please join me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Judy. Happy birthday to you, and many more. So Judy Sabo and their daughter Britt Sabo present the scholarship to Murtursa Mohammed. There's a second memorial scholarship. Britt Sabo and her husband Jacob have given a scholarship in John's memory. Presenters Judy Sabo and Britt Sabo. Recipient is Maria Pham.
Keith Cook, a longtime donor to CRCSA and alumnus from here, and CRCSA present a scholarship to Chell Norquist, and the presenter is Joe McKenzie. My CRCSA colleague Rob Storick, an alumnus of Coon Rapids High School, presents a scholarship. The recipient is Royal Giron. Brian and Maureen Eichstadt present a scholarship. The recipient is Anthony Sauvé, and the presenter is Jurley Jensen. The second scholarship from Brian and Maureen Eichstadt is also presented by Jurley Jensen, and the recipient is Victor Thor. There are 3 scholarships from the Studeman family in memory of Ray Kester and Ann Studeman, in remembrance of their grandfather, Ray Kester, who passed away in 2004, and grandmother, Ann Studeman, who passed away in 2012. The presenter for each scholarship is Ron and Jane Studeman. The first recipient is Muse Kedone. The second recipient is Joy Yang. And the third recipient is Darius Tedford. Lita Rentals of Coon Rapids is a new donor to CRCSA, and we very much appreciate their support. The scholarship is in honor of Douglas and Linda Lita. The presenter is Victor Diaz, and the recipient of the first scholarship is Alfredo Canchola. The second Lita Rentals of Coon Rapids scholarship in honor of Douglas and Linda Lita goes to Brandon Flowers. And the third Lita Rentals of Coon Rapids scholarship goes to Valentina Galez Munoz. Dr. Robert Breitbach, Family Dentistry PA, and Dr. Robert Breitbach is a longtime supporter of CRCSA. He is giving his scholarship this year in memory of his parents, Dr. Dwayne and Barbara Breitbach, who sadly passed away earlier this year. The presenter is Dr. Robert Breitbach himself, and the recipient is John Pintz. Coon Rapids Fire Department Community Fund and CRCSA. Coon Rapids Fire Department is a new donor this year. The presenters are Nick House and Justin McGee, and the recipient is Jacob Yang, excuse me. If we could have students with numbers 31 through 65 line up, we will continue momentarily.
All right, where the kids are lining up, I know what's been on your mind this evening. You're all thinking, what can I do to support CRCSA, right? Well, there are a couple things you can consider. First of all, if you look out in the parking lot, you'll see there's a big container with cans in it. So instead of putting your cans out in your recycling, you can put them in that bin, and we get the money from that and provide some scholarships. So we get a substantial amount of money each year, so please consider doing that. The other thing that you might want to think about is joining the adventure, as I say. In the cafeteria tonight, we're going to have a table, and if any of you are interested in joining our group, we'd appreciate talking with you. You don't have to go and call on people and ask for money. We have lots of things going on, data entry, all sorts of stuff. So consider doing that. All right, we'll continue on. And the next scholarship is called the Coon Rapids Fantasy Football League Scholarship. This is kind of a fun one. After graduating from high school, they created the 2014 Coon Rapids Community Fantasy Football League as a way to stay connected after graduating. This league consists of 12 alumni who all benefited from a community scholarship as they set out to different colleges across the country. They are proud to be able to give back to the community and to help a student as they begin the same journey that they did in 2014. Through this scholarship, they hope to inspire others to stay connected to the great friends they made during their time at Coon Rapids High School and to give back someday to the community that they all grew up in. As they always remember, when you're a Cardinal, you never stand alone, by Dakota Fornes, 2014 graduate. The scholarship is presented by Hawk Vu, Zach Klisch, Jason Medved, Mitchell Pulowski, Seth Cronebush, the recipient, Mitchell Golbranson. Coon Rapids VFW Post 9625 and CRCSA present the next two scholarships presented by Elvina Powell. First recipient, Tyra Franklin. And the second recipient, Johnny Vu.
Mark Rozak, an alum, presents a scholarship in memory of his wife, Jackie. Jackie Johnston Rozak was a graduate of Coon Rapids High School, class of 1973. Her dedication and assistance for post-secondary education for her own children prompted this scholarship opportunity for other students. Jackie's memory will be preserved through this scholarship. The presenters are Mark Rozak, Sarah Lindholm, and Mila Lindholm, and the recipient is Clara Giese.
This next scholarship is not dangerous, even though the donor is Federal Ammunition, Vista Outdoor Incorporated, and CRCSA. Presenter is Nate Sluicer. Recipient is Joseph Hesley. The Vaness Family Scholarship from Brad, Lynn, Ryan, Caitlin, Renee, and Michael, and Fall, and also CSA, is presented to Daniela Procopio Gonzalez, presented by Brad and Caitlin Vaness. The Margaret Trosvold Memorial Scholarship is new this year, presented by the Mary T. family of companies and CRCSA. Margaret Trosvold lived to be 100 years and 36 days. She was an inspiration to many and was involved in humanitarian work in many countries. She continued the work of her own mother in caring for seniors and people with disabilities in Coon Rapids through her many years as a founder, mentor, and leader at Mary T. Inc. Her life was committed to making a difference, and she certainly did so. The recipient of this year's scholarship is Azra Mohammed, presented by Angeline Aldrich. Northeast Bank and CRCSA present a scholarship to Jericho Dean Garcia, presented by Mark Ethan. The next 5 scholarships are all from the Connexus Energy Foundation, presented by Mark Ethan. The first recipient is Ali Al-Kuadi. The next recipient, Dylan Borquin. The next recipient, Logan Bradford. Next one is Kelvin Castillo. And last but not least, Muriel Ashley Kaja. The next scholarship is special to us at CRCSA. It's in memory of Dick Casey, our former member. Both Dick and his wife Kathy were members for many years. And one of the things that Dick did, in addition to other things, was he kind of developed what we called the Casey method. When we award the scholarships, it's based on a combination of your academic prowess and activities. And so it's all done on a blind basis. Nobody knows who has what points. But Dick came up with kind of a bell curve method to do all this. And he was active in CRSA for over 2 decades, always with an eye towards streamlining the qualification process and criteria. As I mentioned, Dick passed away in 2020, and the family knew they needed to honor his memory with a scholarship that can impact students at CRHS now and into the future. He's remembered by his wife, Kathy, and daughters, Andrea, who graduated in 95, Aaron in 97, and Megan in 99. The Kathy, Casey, and Megan Casey are presenting this year's scholarship to Zamzam Abdi. Coon Rapids Girls Hockey Booster Club and CRCSA award a scholarship to Kenna Schmidt, presented by Todd Gutterman. The Alpha Rho chapter of Delta Kappa Gamma, in memory of Dorothy Hendrickson and CRCSA, present a scholarship, and this is in memory of Dorothy Hendrickson, who died in 2012. She was an amazing woman. She was part of the Alpha Rho chapter and its grant and aid committee. They were established and led by the co-chairs Marty Gola and Rosalie Houston. Established in 1980 by the Alpha Rho chapter of Delta Kappa Gamma, the grant is awarded to an outstanding student who plans to pursue a college degree in education at an accredited institution of higher learning. Its recipients should exemplify a love of learning through academic success, leadership, integrity, and active participation in school, community, and work experiences. Presented by Marty Gola and Rosalie Houston, first recipient is Natalie Ashworth. The second recipient is Lucia Teeter. Joanne Hammergren's family and CRCSA present a scholarship in Joanne's honor. There's a description of that in the program tonight. The presenter is Karen Mortensen. The recipient is Macy Ruddy. The Hyde Family Runners Scholarship and CRCSA present a scholarship to Alberto Ludwig, presenter Alyssa Hyde and Leanne Hyde. The ABC Gymnastics Legacy Scholarship and CRCSA award a scholarship to Lainey Beimert, presented by Don Mannion. New Creations Child Care and Learning Center and CRCSA award a scholarship to Casey Birkin, presented by Brenna Westrich. The next scholarship is a new one, and it's a special one. In memory of Lonnie McCauley. I knew Lonnie McCauley. She was the mayor of Coon Rapids. She spent 60 years in Coon Rapids as a tireless volunteer. She started with the Federated Women's Club selling petunias and didn't stop there. She was part of the parents group that started the Coon Rapids all-night graduation party, launched Anoka County Mediation Services, led the Anoka Technical College Scholarship Foundation, rescued and rebuilt Stepping Stone Emergency Housing Program. I was on the board of directors of that organization for 9 years, and Lonnie was instrumental in that leadership role. She served on Minnesota's Freshwater Society Advisory Board and was also board member for the League of Women Voters Upper Mississippi River Region Action Committee on Fresh Water. She was the first woman elected mayor of Coon Rapids and was a member of the Metropolitan Airports Commission. She also had time somehow to volunteer as a reading coach at Crooked Lake Elementary School, coaching CRAA girls soccer, and served our community in many other ways. She is remembered fondly by her family and friends, husband David, Carrie and Patrick McCauley, and Sue Shermers. Award the scholarship to Bailey Rao, presented by Sue Shermers. The next two scholarships are from Coon Rapids Gridiron Club and CRCSA, presented by Joel Tannum and Coach Vasquez. First recipient, Braden Waldron. Second recipient, Connor Bowe. Alumnus Tom Kiekover awards a scholarship in honor of foreign exchange students, along with CRCSA. Recipient, Isla Zek, presented by Tom Kiekover. The next three scholarships are from the Rasheko family. Avis and Nick Rasheko were longtime members of our association, and they have donated a scholarship in memory of their daughter, Julie. The recipient is Michaela Sandolo, presented by Kate Rasheko. And Avis and Nick Rasheko and CRSA also present a scholarship in memory of Arlene Zeithammer. The recipient is Ashley Montenegro Guanman, presented by Kate Rasheko. And Kate Rasheko, who's an alumnus of Coon Rapids High School, also awards a scholarship in memory of Julie Rasheko. The recipient is Benjamin Walker, presented by Kate Rasheko. John Lenz, alumnus, and Breakthrough Consulting and CRCSA award a scholarship to Gavin Stevenson, presented by John Lenz. The next four scholarships are from James Page and retired Judge Sharon Hall. They're all presented by Gary Smith. The first recipient is Fatima Al-Jabri. Second recipient, Elizabeth Hogarth. Third recipient, Jocelyn Kruby. And finally, Maddie Walters. The next scholarship is another memorial scholarship, and you can look in the program for the description. It's the Sue Scott Memorial Scholarship from Ron and Karen Scott, Roxanne Scott Herman, who graduated in '75, Peter Scott graduated '79, John Scott and Susie Schmaus Scott graduated in '84, Ann Scott Welch and Eric Welch, alumni, and CRCSA. Karen Scott was one of the people that got Bruce Frank involved in the association many, many years ago. Ron was a longtime football coach here at Coon Rapids. This year, the recipient is Megan Fuller, presenters Ron and Karen Scott. And Alan and Therese Hamill have a scholarship they've given for many years, and I'm happy to see that they're here today. I've known these people for many years through real estate and Rotary Club and many things. They're great supporters of our community. So they're here tonight to present the scholarship personally to Audrey Roth. Okay, we'll line up numbers 66 to 104.
While the students line up, I want to again mention that we have a very caring and generous community, and it is the generosity of our donors that make this such a special and highly rewarding event. CRCSA is a qualified 501c3 charity, and there are many ways to give and support the organization, some of which are donations by check, memorial gifts for loved ones, charitable gifts from donor-advised funds, qualified charitable distributions from IRAs, employer matching gifts and dollars for doers opportunities, and advanced planning methods like legacy gifts from wills, trusts, and beneficiary designations. If you or someone you know has any interest in helping CRCSA, please check out our website or contact us. We would be happy to to visit with you about how best to achieve your charitable goals and wishes. The next scholarship is, the donor is Coon Rapids Girls Soccer Booster Club and CRCSA. The presenter is Erin Reinhardt, and the recipient is Tessa Delfrat. Alex Boxwell, an alumnus from Coon Rapids, presents a scholarship. He's a new donor this year. We're delighted to have Alex. The recipient is Jeremy Oddie. Coon Rapids Service and CRCSA present a scholarship to Joseph Hauge. The presenter is Scott Storick. A new donor this year is Michael J. Scheller, an alumnus. The donation is made in memory of Stephen Larson, Lavona Person, and Ann Collins. The presenter is Michael Scheller, and the recipient is Oscar Berg. The next 5 scholarships are presented by the Coon Rapids Super Senior Club. The presenters are Denny Dorsey, Carolyn Gerard, Kathy Guneris, Lori Pekarik, and Sue Hoey. The first recipient is Princess Nelson. The second Coon Rapids Super Senior Club Scholarship is presented to Dylan Williams. The third Coon Rapids Super Senior Club Scholarship is presented to Brady Woodward. And Brady is not here. We'll make sure he gets his scholarship. The fourth Coon Rapids Super Senior Scholarship, the recipient is Christy Zhang. And last but not least, the Coon Rapids Super Senior Club is proud to present a scholarship to Joshua Ruck. The Betty Sipperly Family Scholarship in CRCSA is presented by Kevin and Shar Sipperly and Heidi Rovetch, and the recipient is Adriana Folks. The Coon Rapids Women of Today in CRCSA present a scholarship to Caitlin Griffith, and the presenter is Virginia Haberman. Dr. Daniel, Janet, and Russell Feeney, Emeritus Professor of Vet Radiology at the U of M, and CRCSA are proud to present a scholarship. The presenter is Pete Spielbauer, and the recipient is Alyssa DeMars. Cora Yell Skiba alumna in memory of Tel and Wanda Yell and Ron Burgess in CRCSA present a scholarship to Lali Baramo, and the presenter is Elaine Burgess. Deep Portage Holdings, LLC and CRCSA are proud to present a scholarship to Jason Tran, and the presenter is Steph Best. Dr. John Kennedy is a very dear supporter of Coon Rapids Community Scholarship. He lives out east in Vermont, and he hasn't forgotten us. He delighted to present a scholarship in recognition of his teachers and coaches at Coon Rapids High School. The presenter is Jeff Thompson, the athletic director here, and the recipient is Essence Hinton. You know, CRCSA enjoys the support of several elementary school parent groups which fund scholarships to be awarded to a former student of the respective elementary school. We very much appreciate the support. The first of the elementary school support, it comes from Adams Elementary, PAC, and CRCSA. The presenter is Tim Simonson, and the recipient is Landon Wolf. Anna Novak Madison Memorial Scholarship from the Novak family. It's a very moving, if you follow along in your program and take a look at that memorial. The presenter is John and Susan Madison, and the recipient is Rochelle Nagby. Toys for Joy, Inc., Giving Back to the Community Scholarship and CRCSA, present a scholarship to a student who has gone above and beyond in giving back to the community and has made an impact. That student is Regina Vinjamuri, and the presenter is Gary Smith. Kristen Carlson Vinjamuri and Raj Vinjamuri, alumni, and CRCSA are proud to present a scholarship to Yasiriba Baranyu, and the presenters are Jamie Carlson Marish, Serena Vinjamuri, both CRCSA alumni, Sisters of Donors. My friends, Dave and Karen Hedman are proud to support a scholarship called the Hedman Family Scholarship in memory of Lauren and Cheryl Hedman and CRCSA. The recipient is Umi Marzan. Thank you. Thanks, Karen. The next two scholarships are presented by the Coon Rapids Dance Team Booster Club and CRCSA. The presenter is Coach Ali Blaha, and the first recipient is Amelia Mooney. And the coach can stay right there because the second recipient is Kaylin Price. The Edith Frazier Memorial, James Frazier and CRCSA, is presented by James Frazier. The recipient is Raina Blake. Thanks, James. The Coon Rapids Gymnastics Booster Club and CRCSA present a scholarship to Kaylee Zolkowski, and I have one of two presenters. It's either Melissa Rath or Steph Ross. Melissa Rath. Kelly and Deb Becker, alumni and CRCSA, are proud to present a scholarship to Genesis Gonzalez. The presenter is my colleague Elvina Powell. Transformative Circle, Leadership and Diversity Scholarship, and CRCSA goes to Isabella Freeman, and the presenter is Lori Anderson. Carol Austin, alumna and CRCSA, present a scholarship to Taylor Hampton. The presenter is my colleague John Sanders. You know, as mentioned earlier, Jackie Johnston Rozak was a 1973 graduate of Coon Rapids High School. She had a dedication and insistence for post-secondary education for her children, and having many family members that served in the military, she dedicated time and money to help veterans and their children through the organization Two Wheels for Heroes to ease the cost of post-secondary education. We're honored to have Jeff Holmstrom and Ted Grundhauser here to present the Two Wheels for Heroes Scholarship in memory of Jackie Rozak. Presenters are Jeff Holmstrom and Ted Grundhauser. The recipient is Joshua Van Norman. Thank you, guys. The Anoka Hennepin Education Foundation, Thurston Fund, and CRCSA presents the next four scholarships. The presenter is CR Middle School Principal Demand Seals. The first recipient is Christian Koto. Principal Seals can stay right there because the second recipient is Jocelyn Hudak. Don't go anywhere, Demand. The third recipient is Asher Neal. And we did not forget you, Ryan. And the fourth recipient is Ryan Vasquez. You know, the next four scholarships are in honor of Linda Nordstrom. Mrs. Nordstrom was a substitute teacher for the Anoka-Hennepin School District for over 20 years and had a keen focus on helping students within the music department. Even as a substitute teacher, she made a lasting impact on numerous students. She recently retired, and as a way to continue that impact, her daughter, Alyssa, started the Mrs. Nordstrom Scholarship. This scholarship is meant to identify individuals that show grit and perseverance to make their own path. Doesn't matter if you're not the best in the class, nor the best violinist, but rather that you continue rising to the occasion and keeping your head up. Congratulations to the recipients, the first of which, presented by Alyssa Nordstrom and Linda Nordstrom, is Ella Toney. The second recipient of the Alyssa M. Nordstrom Alumna in honor of Linda Nordstrom Scholarship is Peyton Sharp. Third recipient is Matthew Larson. And the fourth recipient of the Mrs. Nordstrom Scholarship is Bajuda Akwan. Kathy Hammergren Lovick, class of 1981, and her husband, Tom Lovick, also 1981, were high school sweethearts. Their four children, Abby, 09, Hank, 2016, Ava, 2017, and Lewis, 2019, are also CRHS grads. People with special needs and disabilities have been a big part of her life. The teachers that were involved with her daughter, Abby, were wonderful, and the family wants the next generation to be strong. Sadly, Kathy died in 2022. Her husband, Tom, along with family, proudly provides scholarships in her memory. There are three of them. The presenters are Tom, Hank, Ava, and Lewis Lovick, and Abby Cassidy. The first recipient is Ray Behrens. The second recipient of the Tom Lovick in memory of Kathy Lovick Scholarship is Benjamin Simon. And the third recipient, along with the Cardinal Tennis Association is helping sponsor this scholarship also, is Aiden Hofstede. If we could have students 105 to 145 line up, we will proceed momentarily.
Well, I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember comedian Rodney Dangerfield. He was the guy that got no respect. Well, we're at the last day of the school year, but I don't know how many of you remember your first day of school, first day of the school year. I think you'd probably agree that generally your principal, John Pena, is a pretty happy guy. Would you agree with that? Pretty happy usually. But in the past, John was not a happy guy on the first day of school. In fact, he was pretty frustrated. He got home. When he got home, he said, "I don't want to go back to school." He said, "The kids are mean, teachers are mean, everybody's mean to me. I'm not going back. This is it. And he was told, John, you have to go back. He says, why? You're the principal. Okay. All right, here we go. Next 4 scholarships, Cardinal Tennis Association and CRCSA, presented by Scott Storick. First recipient, Lachlan Demmer. Next recipient, Brody Falk. Number 3, Gabriel Newton. And Nicholas Ryland.
The next scholarship is another memorial scholarship, and I'll ask for a little latitude here. It's the Brady McLean Memorial Scholarship. Brady McLean, 2012, excelled in STEP, or Secondary Technical Education Program. Sadly, Brady passed away in 2016. His family generously funds a scholarship with CRCSA to honor Brady and benefit students interested in furthering their education. He is remembered by parents John Lom and Kelly McLean, classes of 1987 and 1992, and sister Sam Lom, class of 2020. The presenters tonight are John Lom and Kelly McLean, and the recipient is Aiden Tellefson.
The Coon Rapids Swim and Dive Booster Club and CRCSA present the next 2 scholarships. Presenters Danielle Egerstrom and Allison Altapeter. First recipient, Carrie Harton. Second recipient, Taithi Keu. Kevin and Pat Wachek and CRCSA present a scholarship to Now Nu Ku Vang, presented by Amy Storick. Some of our donors prefer to be anonymous. This is an anonymous legacy scholarship presented by Jurley Jensen, recipient Marco Velasquez. The next scholarship is the Lee Sorsley Memorial Scholarship. I want to say just a couple things about this one. I knew Lee Sorsley. Lee was a 2000 graduate of Coon Rapids High School. He graduated with my son Mike, and Mike and Lee were co-captains of the football team. Lee went on to go to school at University of Minnesota Duluth and had a career with Lowe's, was a store manager at Maple Grove. And just unbelievably, he passed away tragically at the age of 38. His mother, Kathy Sandberg, is here to present the Lee Sorsley Memorial Scholarship to Dorian Solaris. And we have a second scholarship. Some of Lee's co-players on the football team had gotten together to give a scholarship, including Paul Cross. I don't think Paul could be here tonight, but he was going to present the scholarship. Instead, this will be presented by Kathy Sandberg to Samson LeClaire. Alexi Johnson alumna and CRCSA award a scholarship to Lucas Hayden, presented by Steph Best. Chuck and Pat McGee and CRCSA award a scholarship to Adam Vang, presented by Todd Mensink. The Coughlin family awards a scholarship because all their kids received CRCSA scholarships, and they wanted to give back and encourage other families to support CSA after their children finished training for their careers. Presented by Elvina Powell, scholarship goes to Michael Kane. The Shirley and Merrill Galliot Memorial Scholarship, Patricia, who's an alumna, and Dean Hannenberg, Jeff and Sue Andrea, who are alumni, Daniel Galliette, alumnus, and Kim Fettig, David Galliette, alumnus, and Barb Galliette, Christine Cannell, alumnus, and Avi Canal and CRCSA. Award a scholarship to Annabelle Manuri, presented by Jeff and Sue Andrea. The next two scholarships are from the Coon Rapids Rotary Club, of which I am a proud member, presented by our past president, Joe McKenzie. The first recipient is Kaylee Johnston. The second recipient is Jay Wu. We have another new donor this year. The Anoka Area Gardeners, along with CRCSA, award a scholarship to Mary Horn, presented by Julia Cornel Smith. And again, I'd ask a little latitude on our next scholarship, which is the Tammy Bayer Memorial Scholarship. Tammy Bayer was a teacher in the Anoka-Hennepin District for 22 years, the last 18 as an admired and respected second grade teacher at Hoover Elementary in Coon Rapids. Sadly, Tammy passed away in 2017 at the age of 45. Her friends, family, and coworkers set up this memorial scholarship in her name to be given to a student each year, or students each year, from her second grade classroom over the 9 years to which they basically would graduate. So this year, the presenters are Ryan, Kaylee, Drew, and Chloe Bayer, Trevor, Christian. This year's recipient is Maya Tengwall. The Competition Cheer Spirit Booster Club, Charitable MN, and CRCSA award 2 scholarships presented by Lauren Barron. First recipient, Kira Eklund. And the second one goes to Melody Pond. David Forsberg and CRCSA award a scholarship to Farzan Ibrahim. Presenter, John Sanders. The Cardinal Hockey Red Line Club and CRCSA have 3 scholarships. First one, presented by Sarah Barsness, goes to Caden Alphin. Second recipient, Dylan Bushy. And the final recipient, Jackson Ingberg. The next scholarship is the Hans Lodge and Lodge Family Scholarship in memory of Mark Lodge. Mark Lodge grew up as a proud Johnson High School governor and developed a strong passion for sports early on that would shape the rest of his life. He taught history and geography at St. Francis School for 36 years, but he coached boys high school hockey in addition to Coon Rapids Little League and traveling baseball. He officiated hockey, football, softball, and volleyball for the Minnesota State High School League for over 40 years. He was very proud to have officiated over 6,000 hockey games in his lifetime. He played hockey with friends in a recreational league until he was 65 years old. He carried a deep love for history throughout his life. He spent many years collecting and restoring antique outboard motors and was active in the National Antique Outboard Motor Club for decades. Recently, he worked hard on a project archiving the history of Johnson High School hockey. He was also on the reunion committee for the Johnson High School class of 1970. Fellow referees and athletes he coached described him as a mentor, leader, friend, and a class act. Presented by Hans Lodge, the recipient is Alexis Charles. And the second recipient is Melina Yang. And the third scholarship, also Hans Lodge and Lodge family, and also by Gerhard Funeral Home Scharfenkamp. Recipient is Melanie Ramirez Jimenez. Celia Marshak, alumna, in honor of Gerald Lee, and CRCSA also awarded scholarship to Akana Kalu, presented by Julie Jensen. David Thome awards a scholarship to Philip Gunderson, presented by Denise Evans. Luann Koskinen is awarding a scholarship in memory of Karianne Koskinen, 79 graduate, Agnes Koskinen, 82 graduate, and Lori Koskinen, a longtime teacher in District 11. This scholarship is a memorial scholarship, and it's going to be presented by, is it Kiki Koskinen?
No, that's my auntie Kiki. I'm Francesca.
It's presented by Francesca Koskinen. The recipient is Jesse Kettle. The Coon Rapids Volleyball Booster Club and CRCSA present two scholarships. The presenter is Tom Zinselmeyer, the assistant principal. First recipient, Ariana Mock. Second recipient, Isabella Nelson. The next scholarship is a memorial scholarship as well. It's the Sosha Family Scholarship in memory of Michaela Peters, also awarded by CRCSA. Michaela Peters was a Coon Rapids High School student who loved music. She sadly passed away way too soon. Dr. Nancy Henry Sosha and Dave Sosha and the Sosha family, who are good friends of Michaela and her family, generously support and join CRSA to provide the Sosha Family Scholarship in memory of Michaela Peters. Presenters are Dave Sosha and Dr. Nancy Henry Sosha, recipient Elaine Yang. Another one of our PTO partners, Hoover Elementary and CRCSA, awarded a scholarship to Kayla Tengwall, presented by Jill Elton, assistant principal. Joseph Tasinski, alumnus, awards a scholarship in honor of Tom and Jan Tasinski, also presented by CRCSA. Recipient, Maya Tummel, presented by Gary Smith. Brent Peer and CRCSA award a scholarship to Aisha Kenna, presented by Danielle Callahan. This is another memorial scholarship, and you can read further about it in our program, but Elizabeth Pearson, alumna, awards a scholarship in memory of Catherine Pearson, class of 1988, along with CRCSA, presented by Elvina Powell, recipient Sophia Schumann. Graphic Finishing Services and CRCSA award a scholarship to Caleb Tucker, presented by Cindy Sarf. The Roseanne Family Scholarship, awarded by Stan and Jeanette Roseanne and CRCSA, goes to Olawafami Adelani, presented by Julia Cornel Smith. Steinwall Incorporated and CRCSA Scholarship is received by Matthew Quintuna, presented by Scott Storick. And we will now line up, please, numbers 146 to 186.
You know, while the students line up, this probably wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done, but I don't have anything to say. I wrote down on my book, improvise. It's probably not going to go well, but no. I want to thank, while we have a minute, you know, as I mentioned earlier, events like this don't just happen. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff going on right now. There are helpers at each side of the curtains here. There's people helping get the photographs taken, and there's going to be people at the end of this. You're all invited to the cafeteria for some refreshments and things. There's people working there too. So could we take just a minute and give everybody a round of applause? Thank you. Rob Storick is my colleague. He is also presenting his scholarship. He's an alumnus, and along with CRCSA, Rob is proud to grant a scholarship to Ashley Smith. The next scholarship has been a longtime donor, Green Bay Packaging, the George Kress Foundation. The recipient is Jesse Yuki, and the presenter is my colleague John Sanders. Dow Wynn, CPA and CRCSA, present a scholarship to Adara Redland, and the presenter is Katie Anderson. James Harker and CRCSA present a scholarship to Braden Bolnick, and the presenter is Steph Best. In my opening remarks, I mentioned Mailing Solutions, Inc., our colleague Bob McCann's company that does a tremendous job for us as far as a gift of services. We're presenting a scholarship in their honor. The recipient is Allison Sorrell, and the presenter is Quinn Fan, assistant principal. The Ostendorf Family Scholarship in CRCSA is presented by my colleague Todd Mensick to Adams Badamosi. The Anoka Hennepin Elementary and Secondary Principals Association present a scholarship presented by John Pena. The recipient is Lydia Yang. The Coon Rapids North Star Lions in CRCSA present a scholarship to Sahur Mohammed, and the presenter is John Sanders. John would have to be really fast to get back because he just presented one. That was Denise Evans. The Spielbauer Sandate Family Scholarship present a scholarship, my colleague Pete Spielbauer and his wife Lupe. The recipient is Ransford Moore. Billy Harper, 2010, was a gifted athlete, honor student, and known for his terrific smile. Sadly, Billy passed away too soon at age 19 while a student at the University of Minnesota Duluth. A legacy scholarship was created in his name by his loved ones. The Billy Harper Memorial Legacy Scholarship is presented by Jeff Thompson, the athletic director, and the recipient is Jeremiah Walker. The next four scholarships are presented or donated by very generous donor, the Coon Rapids Youth Hockey and CRCSA. The presenter is Sue Erickson, and the recipient is Liliana Espinosa. The second recipient of the Coon Rapids Youth Hockey and CRCSA scholarship is Joshua Hewitt. The third recipient of the Coon Rapids Youth Hockey and CRCSA is Gilbert Kostick. And stay right there, Sue, because the fourth recipient is Tiana Lenz. Dr. Mark Kelly, alumnus, in honor of Denise Evans, my colleague with CRCSA, class of 1975, present a scholarship. Denise retired recently, and the presenter is Denise Evans herself, and the recipient is Rihanna Solberg. The next scholarship is another memorial in your programs. I'm going to take a minute. It's the father of my colleague Julia Cornell Smith, and Julia will be presenting. Tom Cornell, her dad, grew up a Wilmer Cardinal and would be honored to have a scholarship in his name given to a Coon Rapids Cardinal. He lived life to the fullest and had a tremendous impact on those around him. In high school, he excelled at both academics, athletics, music, and extracurriculars. He was an active volunteer in his community and was known for his love of sports, positivity, and humor. His family is grateful to be able to honor his legacy through this scholarship. The Tom Cornell Memorial Scholarship, presented by Julia Cornell Smith, goes to Mustafa Farah. Becky Ortel, alumna, and Steve Klutz, in honor of Jan and Dave Reichen and CRCSA, present a scholarship to Maze Alobadi. The presenter is my colleague Gary Smith. Brett Gageby, a longtime donor, an alumnus here of Coon Rapids High School and CRCSA, present a scholarship to Colton Johnson. The presenter is Kim Kesty. Another longtime donor, RMS Company and CRCSA, are proud to present a scholarship to Penelope Vang. The presenter is Scott Storick. Expedition Foundation and CRCSA present a scholarship to Christopher Sierra Lopez. The presenter is Tom Zinzelmeyer, assistant principal. Another legacy scholarship here, it's a Marlis Dorff Legacy Scholarship. Marlis Dorff was a dedicated teacher at Coon Rapids High School for over 30 years. First as a full-time business teacher, and then in her later years, a substitute. She always had a special affinity for Coon Rapids High School and was a longtime supporter of the scholarship fund. Her children, Scott Dorff, 1975, Stacy Dorff Randall, 79, and Stephanie Dorff Libis, take great pride in providing this scholarship and establishing a perpetual legacy scholarship in Marlis's honor. With best wishes to this year's recipient, as well as to those recipients in the future classes, the recipient this year is Elizabeth Gunter, and the presenter is Jill Alton, assistant principal. The next two scholarships are from the Coon Rapids High School All-Class Reunion and CRCSA. The presenter is Principal John Pena. The first recipient is Laya Lang. The second recipient is Devian Aluka. My colleague Todd Mensink and his wife Kelly Mensink and CRCSA are proud to present a scholarship to Justine Vu. The presenter is Todd Mensink. The Fridley Lions Club has been a long-time supporter of Coon Rapids Community Scholarship Association. We very much appreciate it. The presenter is my colleague Ashley Gerard. There are 3 scholarships. The first recipient is Lydia Foster. Recipient number 2 of the Fridley Lions Club Scholarship is Ryan Gary. And the third recipient is Haroon Youssef. The Rothstein Family Scholarship, another memorial in memory of Peter Rothstein and CRCSA. Peter Rothstein was anchored in his family and his faith. He became legally blind during adulthood. When Peter attended school, he wanted to study art, but his father made him take a practical path with accounting. He shared that experience with his own kids and always supported them in the educational pursuits they chose for themselves. He bravely faced cancer, showing remarkable courage and resilience. Peter is remembered by his wife Cindy and children Aaron, an alum, Sarah, also an alum, and David, also an alum. The presenter is Elvina Powell, and the recipient is Carlos Garcia Rivera. Luther North Country Ford Lincoln and CRCSA are proud to present a scholarship presented by Rob Storick. The recipient is Timofey Przyzenko. Relieve Care, Inc. and CRCSA present a scholarship to Ilona Belus, and the presenter is my colleague, Gary Smith. I'm going to take a little latitude for a minute here on the Coon Rapids Kiwanis in memory of Lewis Peterson and the CRCSA. Coon Rapids Kiwanis sunsetted their organization here a few years ago, and before they did that, they established a perpetual scholarship, which was terrific, a legacy scholarship. Lewis Peterson was a longtime assistant principal here at Coon Rapids High School. He was very active in the community and was a friend of many. If he wasn't going to a committee meeting or volunteering in the community, he was recruiting you to serve for one of his causes. He was fiercely competitive in sports and games, always had 4 or 5 books next to his nightstand, enjoyed playing cards and doing crossword puzzles. Music and singing in the church choir played a large part in his life. Lewis was a neighbor and friend of mine, and he is missed but fondly remembered by his friends and family. The presenter of the Coon Rapids Kiwanis in memory of Lewis Peterson Scholarship is Quinn Fan, and the recipient is Mackenzie Kuning. Coon Rapids Middle School, Falcon Council, and CRCSA proud to present a scholarship. The recipient is Kyle Getz. The presenter is CRMS Principal Demand Seals. My colleague Libby Storick-Peel, an alumna from 2012 here of Coon Rapids, and CRCSA are proud to present a scholarship to Catherine Owens. The presenter is Libby Storick-Peel. The next 4 scholarships are from the Coon Rapids Lions Foundation. Longtime supporters, generous supporters. The presenter for each will be Phil Moling. The first recipient is Carlos Cruz Martinez. The second recipient is Fanglin Gao. The third recipient of the Coon Rapids Lions Foundation Scholarship is Marlvina Williams. And the fourth scholarship recipient of the Coon Rapids Lions Foundation is Denise Roberts. The next 2 scholarships are memorial scholarships. Dolores Kelly, with her husband Gerald, raised 6 children in Coon Rapids, all of whom graduated from Coon Rapids High School between the years 1975 and 1985. Also graduating from Coon Rapids High School were 4 grandchildren, and a great-grandchild will enter the high school in the fall of 2025. Dolores recognized the value of a well-rounded education. She loved to read, loved poetry, and encouraged her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren to do so as well. She also encouraged all to get involved in community and in school activities with participation in music, speech, and athletics at CRHS. Dolores is remembered today by her children, Denise Kelly Evans, 1975, Ann Kelly Schultz, 78, James Kelly, 79, David Kelly, 82, Mark Kelly, 83, and Robert Kelly, 85. The presenters are my colleague Denise Evans and her brother Jim Kelly. The recipient is Kamari Fly. The second Dolores J. Kelly Memorial Scholarship, again presented by Denise Evans and Jim Kelly. The recipient, Madison Howell. The Storick Family Scholarship and CRCSA is proud to present a scholarship presented by Amy Storick, my colleague. The recipient is Claire Verkulen. Rebecca Frost, alumna, in memory of Lyle Root, longtime educator and friend of mine, and CRCSA, present a scholarship. The presenter is Julie Jensen, my colleague, and the recipient is Isabella Reinhardt. If we could have students number 187 through 227, everybody that's left, go ahead and line up. I'll turn it back to Howard. Just take this, my notes.
Well, for those of you watching on CTN, I hope you're still awake. We're getting there. I do have some bad news and some good news. The bad news is we miscalculated our scholarships, and those that are left are going to have to get some Burger King coupons, but they are good. They don't expire yet. But all kidding aside, you'll notice that the Burger King coupons have an expiration date, and there are some important dates. And you've been given instructions as to when you need to do certain things to get your scholarship. So follow the instructions you have. Be sure you write a nice thank you note to the donors, and be sure that you send in your fee statement when you go to college in the fall. And I want to put in a real short plug again for Laura Wallace, our photographer. She will have a station set up in the cafeteria. So she does a really good job, and if you want to have a really nice picture, just go and order one of those from her. All right, we're on the home stretch, and we will have the Egan Family Scholarship from John, Sherry, Barbara, Michael, Carolyn, and Thomas Egan and CRCSA, presented by Pete Spielbauer. Recipient is Sumaya Ali. Hollenbeck and Nelson, Inc. and CRCSA award a scholarship to Faith Thibodeau, presented by Cindy Sarf. Jeff Ammon, Farmers Insurance and CRCSA award a scholarship to Jocelyn Shear, presenter Katie Anderson. Peterson Lohr receives a scholarship from Joseph Keller and CRCSA, presented by Kim Kesty. And another of our PTO partners, Sand Creek Elementary PTO and CRCSA, award a scholarship to Grace Burnt, presented by Tom Zinselmeyer, Assistant Principal. Tim Schmolke and CRCSA award a scholarship to Gianna Van Hofwagen, presented by Jeff Thompson. Jill Alton, Assistant Principal, awards the Blaze Credit Union and CRCSA scholarship to Amir Maridi. Mercy Hospital medical staff and CRCSA award a scholarship to Kathy Tran, presenter Libby Stork-Peel. Heather McGarry Traeger presents another memorial scholarship in memory of Bill McGarry, presented by Alvina Powell, recipient Annie Yang. The next four scholarships are from the Coon Rapids Cardinal Little League, presented by Jeremy Johnson. The first one goes to Sophia Bauk. Next recipient, Chase Fackler. Third one, Ava Kellis. Finally, Colin Fanoff. The Cardinal Baseball Boosters and CRCSA have the next two scholarships, both presented by Christy Adi. First recipient, Aiden Robideau. Second recipient, Leo Bloom Vashro. Janice Madison presents a memorial scholarship in memory of Jim Madison. That's described in more detail in the program. Along with CRCSA, the presenter, Rob Storick, recipient, Asher Oz. Coon Rapids Community Strength Foundation and CRCSA award a scholarship to Naj Wael Zagher, presented by Todd Mensink. Kathleen Pales, American Family Insurance Agency and CRCSA award a scholarship to Jack Lunau, presented by Ashley Gerard. The next three scholarships are from the Kopp Family Foundation and CRCSA, presented by Julia Cornel Smith. The first recipient, Aisha Ali. Second recipient, Wilbur Ani. Third recipient, Umi Sengori. Amber Young presents the Coon Rapids High School Boys Basketball Booster Club Scholarship along with CRCSA to Jackson Young. The Anoka Hennepin Education Minnesota Scholarship along with CRCSA is presented to Tygan Ploman Tate, presented by Kim Kesty. Adam Stewart and CRCSA present a scholarship to Miguel Wells Lefalca, presented by Steph Best. All Seasons Garage Door Company, another longtime donor, and CRCSA present a scholarship to Matthias Jong, presented by Scott Storick. Our Vice President Gary Smith, along with his daughter Alex Smith, Keller Williams Classic Realty, and CRCSA present a scholarship to Audie Sahutu, presented by Gary Smith. CRCSA awards a scholarship to Robasi Bahe, presented by Julie Jensen. Donald and Vicki Funfar, alumni, and CRCSA award a scholarship to Kevin Larson, presenter Pete Spielbauer. The Landrus Family Scholarship in memory of Edward and Darlene Landrus is presented by Alvina Powell, the recipient, Fedi Abdullah. Livermore Girls ×3, that's Neil and Gail Livermore, and CRCSA award a scholarship to V. Wynn, presented by John Sanders. Angie Tan and CRCSA award a scholarship to Ivan Uyagi, presenter Amy Storick. The next two scholarships are the Coon Rapids Baseball Rec League in memory of Paul Perez. Paul was a longtime coach and referee in the Coon Rapids Athletic Association. I had the honor and privilege to work with Paul both as a coach and referee. He died way too soon. His family members have awarded a scholarship in his memory for several years. This year, Jill Alton, assistant principal, is presenting two scholarships. The first recipient is Alan Sierra Lopez. And the second recipient is Abigail Semensky. The Lauer Family Fund and CRCSA are awarding a scholarship to Aureli Tematio da Josata, presented by Amy Storick. Katie Batchent and CRCSA award a scholarship to Carolina Maltsiva, presented by Libby Storick Peel. Derek Ellingson awards a scholarship to Sanan Ali, presented by Steph Best. And we have another anonymous donor, along with CRCSA, presented by John Pena, recipient Ling Sing Yang. Okay. The Kofsky Family Scholarship in memory of John Kofsky, and also from an anonymous donor, this year's recipient, Sydney Ondo, presented by Ashley Gerard. We are now coming to the 3 final scholarships for this evening, and I do want to say a few things about this. Many of you knew Bruce Frank, who was our former president, longtime member of our Scholarship Association. We all owe him a debt of gratitude for his many years of service, tireless efforts through the years. Bruce passed away back in 2018, and we've remembered him every year. Some years we've had some videos and other presentations. Bruce was single, never had any children, but he dedicated his efforts to awarding scholarships to Coon Rapids High School graduates, and he was a really great worker in that regard. So over the years now, we've had the honor and privilege of awarding scholarships from his family members. The first scholarship is awarded, the donors are Nancy, David, Mike, Bart, and Jill Goldstein. But I have to tell you, unfortunately, Mike Goldstein, who was Bruce's nephew and was the retired and respected police chief in Plymouth, unfortunately passed away very recently. And so we want to remember Mike and the family at this time. But the first memorial scholarship for Bruce Frank is presented by Debbie Kofsky, and the recipient is Coral Weber. Bruce also did something else that you might want to consider. In his estate plan, he left some funds to the association in a sufficient amount to provide a legacy scholarship in perpetuity. So if there are any of you in the audience that are thinking of making some type of estate plan to provide for scholarships, this is something that you could think about. And we're honored and privileged to award the first Bruce Frank Legacy Bequest Scholarship to Cole Burnett, presented by Ashley Gerard. And the second Bruce Frank Legacy Bequest Scholarship, also presented by Ashley Gerard, goes to Catherine Wiggin. Well, we've come to the end of the scholarships. Let's all give everybody a big round of applause. Before I leave you, I just want to say a congratulations to all the graduates and the parents, especially the parents. Raising teenagers is something that can be very difficult. I think it's like trying to nail Jell-O to a tree. It's just very, very elusive. But this is a milestone for you graduating seniors. It's your graduation day. Believe it or not, in August, I'm going to be attending my 55th high school reunion.
Welcome to VoiceOver.
And tomorrow I'm going down to St. Olaf for my wife Kari's 50th college reunion at St. Olaf. I had my 50th last year. And as we mentioned earlier, this is the 60th year that the associations have been giving out scholarships. So we started with Howard Courtmeyer at the first scholarship, the Howard Courtmeyer Memorial Scholarship. We ended with the Bruce Frank Memorial Scholarships. So we've got a lot of years to cover, and we are very grateful for all the support through the years. You're going to be going off to college, and you don't need to hear a lot of remarks from me because, as they say, old lawyers never die, they just lose their appeal. And I don't want to lose my appeal with some long-winded remarks. But I will say it again, and I've said it many times before, that education is a great equalizer in our society. It doesn't matter where you come from, who your parents are, how much money you have. If you work hard and study hard, you will be successful. But with freedom comes some responsibilities. You're going to have a lot of distractions in college. I've been there. I know about that. And so I hope that we can, in our society, respect other people. We seem to be losing our civility and good manners. That seems to be disappeared. But I urge all of you to make a difference, make a positive difference in the world. And when you have an opportunity in the future to give back to your community, just like all the donors tonight have given to you, take advantage of that. Maybe when you're in college, you can find some service opportunities for others, because it's more blessed to give than to receive. And I truly believe in my heart that if you want to be treated fairly, you have to treat other people fairly. So as you go on your way, I want to wish you congratulations and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Howard. We did it again. Another incredible evening of fun and generosity. Just a couple minutes here, that's all I need. Here's a reminder and invitation to join us in the cafeteria immediately following tonight's program for refreshments and time to visit. Be sure to stop by Laura Wallace's table to check out the professional photos. Well, that brings us to a close. This year's scholarships of $292,000 brings the grand total for the 60 years of Coon Rapids Community Scholarship Association to over, ready? $5.7 million. Thank you again to our generous donors, without whom none of this would be possible, to our friends at CTN, and to everyone who made the Scholarship Awards night possible. I'd also like to extend one more thank you to all the CRCSA members for their continued efforts. And on behalf of my colleagues, especially my co-MC, Howard Helgen, congratulations to all the students. Yeah. We're very proud of you and extend our best wishes for a successful future and hope that you do good things. Thank you again to everyone here and to everyone watching at home. Good night.